Guys, you wouldn't believe this, but this is actually the best day of my life. My boy Nixium has uploaded a video about Guild Wars 2, and that's crazy. It's literally two of my favorite worlds colliding, World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2. I know Nixium mainly uploads about WoW, but he occasionally uploads about Guild Wars 2 as well, and my god, he uploaded a video in such a timely manner. The moment I came back to Guild Wars 2, he uploads a video. That's crazy coincidence. I have to watch this. It's absolutely insane. If you don't know Nixium, this guy is a living legend. He's an OG. He uploaded so many videos for over a decade at this point. And he's been incredible. I followed him for many years, and he's just a great guy. And there are few content creators I can say this about.
Is Guild Wars 2
I'm so
worth
stoked
playing?
to actually watch this.
Everybody, I'm going to answer that question today because I am diving right back into this beloved MMO. I am no stranger to Guild Wars 2. I've made several videos right here on Nixium about this game because this is an MMORPG that I love to check up on every so often, as it is considered one of the industry's best.
And the good thing is, you can afford to do that, because Guild Wars 2 is an horizontal MMO, and you can actually come back into the game and everything will stay relevant. So that is definitely the strongest suit Guild Wars 2 has. Like, it is always viable.
And it's no surprise with everything this game offers,
or early,
especially considering they just launched a new expansion, Visions of Eternity, earlier this year. Yep. So it's kind of a good time to check out the game again.
By the way, how this expansion is going, guys, I haven't played it. I don't have all the expansions, but just tell me, no spoilers, is it good or not? You having fun?
This is a game that absolutely revolutionized the MMO industry, and unfortunately, there are many of you that are probably watching this that have never played Guild Wars 2 before. Yep. You don't really know much about it or what makes this game so...
He's calling you guys vertical Andes. He just says it in a very, lovely manner, but I'll just call it dead to your face.
Special. Why are so many people still playing it to this day? And so today, with this video, I want to give you all a quick overview of the history of Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I want to try PvP.
I've been playing the game, so I want to share with you all, the story of everything that I've been doing since I returned to Guild Wars 2 recently, and then I'm going to wrap things up with just a conclusion of whether or not Guild Wars 2 is worth playing today. I also want to thank the Guild Wars 2 team for sponsoring this video here on Nixium.
Oh, damn.
Not that they really need the publicity, but they've clearly seen the other videos I've made for them in the past, and those weren't even sponsored.
Even though it's a sponsored video, he covered them so many times in the past. I believe he's gonna stay, unbiased here.
And they wanted to see some more, so...
as far as you can with a sponsored video, obviously.
Let's play some more Guild Wars 2, and let's check it out. I also do need to apologize if I sound a little strange. I'm kind of getting over being sick with COVID, so my throat is a little torn up. Anyway,
that sucks.
What is Guild Wars 2? When Guild Wars 2 was first launched back in 2012, it stood apart from nearly every other MMORPG on the market.
I need to watch that Arena Deck documentary.
Openly rejecting the design rules that had defined the genre for years. So at the time, most MMOs were built around quest hubs, kill 10 rat objectives, and strict Trinity role gameplay. Guild Wars 2 introduced a living world driven by dynamic events, large, unscripted encounters that unfolded naturally as players explored.
And it's crazy that I now started playing this game again, and I watch all of this stuff going, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, this was available at 2012? This is crazy. This is revolutionary. I can see why so many people are not playing this game, because this game has the visuals, the events, the PvP, right? As far as I've heard, I never tried PvP really. It has all the good stuff, so why nobody's playing it and everyone is still playing classic WoW? And I guess the only answer is verticality. Unfortunately, I know, guys, I said a word, I said a thing, please don't roast me in the comments. I had to say it, It is what it is, but it's so unfortunate because the game is so goddamn good. And I feel like so many people are missing out if they're just will be willing, to change their mindset, or not change their mindset, just be open to something different. But it feels today like so many people aren't. But, I guess it's just nature of the beast.
Villages, they
people
could be
love the power
attacked
fantasy
and defended in real time. Escort quests, they could fail and change the surrounding area and these massive world bosses would appear on schedules that encouraged spontaneous cooperation between strangers. So instead of standing in lines waiting to tag enemies, players would be sharing rewards, experience points, loot, eliminating competition, and encouraging genuine cooperation in this dynamically changing open world. But even more radical than that was how Guild Wars 2 redefined progression and combat. So traditional MMO roles like the tank and the healer, they were de-emphasized in this game in favor of active dodging, positioning, and skill timing, making combat feel closer to like an action game rather than a spreadsheet.
Do you think disabling the Holy Trinity was a good idea or not? I'm still thinking about it, but I'm leaning towards no. But someplace in my heart thinking yes. Because here's how I see it. When you have the Holy Trinity, things just make sense, right? You have like tank who soaks up all the damage, you have the DPS who deals most of the damage, and then you have the healer which takes care of everyone in the group, just, you know, not to be deceased. Now, everything clicks and everything makes sense, and I think that's why the reason no MMO have really tried to touch the Holy Trinity or like reinvent the wheel until Guild Wars 2 has done something different. And now that I play something different, I can tell you that within the confines of Guild Wars 2, it does work. That being said, I'm still a fan, of the Holy Trinity. Even though it causes so many problems, like you're not being able to find anything if you're playing DPS pretty much, because nobody want to play a tank and a healer, that's just reality. Nobody want to do that. I think it's way more fun when you have a tank and a healer. Maybe I'm biased here because I'm a tank main mostly. But I don't know. I just feel like these defined roles are better. I just kind of hate it in Guild Wars, where every class can do anything, like heal, damage, you know, do all of this stuff. I'm not a huge fan of that. I truly not. Like, I'm not. But maybe that's just a me thing. Yeah, make sure to let me know what you guys think about that. I'm very interested to hear your opinions.
Gear progression was flattened early on, meaning that players, they were not forced into an endless vertical grind just to stay relevant. Your character's power came more from, you know, your individual player's skill rather than just raw stats.
Yeah,
PvP,
absolutely.
It launched with normalized gear to ensure fair competition, while world versus world conflict offered massive persistent battles between servers on a scale
that's crazy
few MMOs had attempted at the time. So at launch, Guild Wars 2 didn't just offer more content to the MMO community, it offered an entirely new philosophy, one that treated MMOs as living worlds first and reward systems second.
Yeah.
And Guild Wars 2 like blew everyone's minds when it came out. Like, to this day, it still has such a huge community. And I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do with explaining this game. So why don't we just move to the next part of the video?
Yeah, that's so true. So many things about this game are revolutionary. I recently started playing this game again. And by the way, I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this video first or the gameplay video first. So I kind of have to wait and see. But if this video comes out first, because I'm recording like in bulk in the same day. If this video comes out first, I'm gonna release gameplay after that, so don't worry, I am playing the game. That being said, yeah, so many things about this game are revolutionary. I mean, all of the stuff he just mentioned, like the events, the living world, it's so mind-boggling to me that no MMO has tried to replicate it since then. I mean, I think Ashes kinda tried to do the same thing, but, you know, we've seen the state of Ashes of Creation, so let's not count on that, Chief. But, yeah, I mean, it was crazy to think this game came out over a decade ago, man. Like, people had this, and my God, I can't believe, like, the fallout was insane after that. I mean, we barely have any players now, right? I mean, we have very loyal players, but compare this to classic World of Warcraft, man, it sucks. I really wish more people would try out this game. I really do. But maybe, you know what? Maybe let the WoW people stay in WoW. And it's kind of ironic that I'm saying this as a classic WoW Andy. But, you know, maybe it's a good thing.
Where I show you all what I've been doing in Guild Wars 2 over the past several days, rechecking the game out. And then I can tell you, you know, my experiences of what it was like to be a Guild Wars 2 player today. So this was my adventure in Guild Wars 2. So when I booted up the game, I decided that I wanted to continue leveling up my Necromancer that was currently level 20. Now, I dropped into the world, and I admit that I had absolutely no idea where I was because it had been a while since I had played this character. But luckily, since this is Guild Wars 2, I knew exactly what...
And it's still so funny to me that you can literally leave the game for like 2 years, come back, and you're still in the same spot, and everything is relevant. Like, it's just mind-boggling.
...to do in this game. That is right.
This is so good.
You know, other MMOs, you know, you go to the quest hub, you look for the exclamation mark. No. This is Guild Wars 2, dude. What you do is whatever the frickin' heck you want. So just over a ridge.
And I will say that it does make a lot of people panic because people are expecting, I don't know why I sound like an idiot there. People are expecting just, you know, I'm going to say vertical Andes, right? Such as myself. We expect a finish line. And when we don't have a defined finish line, we just go into full panic mode. Just our ape brain just go like no bananas. Like we go crazy, right? We don't know what to do. We get lost. I mean, you throw us in a very big world and like a ginormous world, and like we're lost, man. Like what do you mean I can do whatever the hell I want to do? It's weird. We are so used to being handheld, which is obviously a very bad thing in like MMOs, that we kind of lost sight of what matters. And I feel like Guild Wars 2 is trying to bring it back. And I love this game so much for that. Like, I truly am. Now that I came back and experienced all of this fantastic stuff, like, I get it. But that being said, I'm still a huge fan of, like, verticality and having a finish line. But again, this is just my opinion, and it's probably never going to change. I just love power fantasy. And even if there's, like, an end to the tunnel, and it's gonna make content irrelevant, personally, for me, I don't care about that. I don't. But I know so many people are gonna hate me for that because most of you guys are like Guild Wars 2 watchers. I have to be real with you guys. Like, I'm a vertical Andy probably until the end of my days, even though I love Guild Wars 2 and I'm gonna like play it to completion, most likely, because you know, why not? It's such a fun game. But yeah, I'm still pretty much a vertical Andy, and I'm probably always going to be. I just love the power fantasy, and I don't care about the drawbacks really as much as probably most of you would. But I'm so glad that Guild Wars 2 exists, so horizontal MMO gamers can have their own game, which they can play on, have really big community, and just have fun together. I think that this is amazing. Each of us have our own games. And I just feel so welcomed, like, into the Guild Wars 2 community. Like, truly, I'm having a blast right now.
I made my way east, and suddenly, oh, there's this giant purple vortex that is sucking people into it. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this vortex out, and then moments later, I go through a portal, the vortex portal, and I'm fighting this violet warp demon
like spider,
thing,
right?
getting my ass kicked repeatedly because... Dude, the bosses in this game, like the ones you find in the world and stuff, dude, they're kind of
that's crazy. I need to do
so
bosses
I'm getting my ass kicked, but eventually we were able to kill this giant monstrosity, and then I was shocked to find out that this boss apparently it explodes on its death, and this slowly creeping wave kills literally everything in its path. So you gotta do this little jump puzzle to get out of the warp area before you're consumed by the void, and that was awesome. That was 5 minutes into the freaking game.
I forgot about that.
So from there, it was just a game of exploring the area, exploring the land, and finding things to do. So I went and participated in a few outdoor dynamic events. I went and unlocked some new vistas that I saw on the map. This is a game that really rewards exploration. I hiked through the mountains.
And I think the last MMO that tried to do this exploration thing was Wildstar. And that's pretty much it. I have absolutely no idea why MMOs don't reward you for exploration anymore. I think because most MMOs are so streamlined and like hand-holding, nobody really cares. Well, developers think we don't care about these things, but we do. And that's so unfortunate. We just lost the flavor in MMORPGs, man. We can't soak in the environment anymore. It's so unfortunate. Like, Wildstar shut it down. And we just don't have exploration anymore. It's so frustrating.
And I found this hidden, far away village.
By the way, Guild Wars 2 locations probably are the best I've ever seen in an MMO. I still need to go into the expansion to like make it completely 100% like case, right? I want to make sure, because World of Warcraft locations still #1 at this point, but I've seen some locations in the starting area of Guild Wars 2 my God, like these are goated. I started as well, I don't want to ruin the expectation. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna like do, but I started as a human. I think I can say that. And oh my God, like dude, the human area where he starts, it's fantastic. It is absolutely sublime, and I love everything about it. It's crazy. If I directly compare it to Stormwind, I'm not even really sure which one takes the crown. I gotta be honest.
Surrounded by hill ogres, I unlocked a bunch of new hero points from my character. Now you see my ability bar down here at the bottom? Right, so around this point, I get a staff for my character. You know, originally I was using like a one-handed sword and this little like, you know, offhand thing. So now I have a staff now. So what does it do? You see that? See how all my abilities changed? That's right. In Guild Wars 2, the weapon that you use influences the abilities that you can use for your characters.
And many people do not like that. Personally, for me, it clicks, but I know for a fact that many people do not like that. And in most video games, I myself hate the fact that abilities are being tied to weapons. In Guild Wars 2, the reason that it clicks for me is because it's not only your weapon, it's your class and your weapon. So if you're playing a Necromancer and you have a gun, you'll have a certain set of abilities, but if you play a Warrior and have a gun, you'll have a completely different set of abilities. So for me, that is the reason why it clicks. But I know that for many, many people, it's not the case. Like, they hate that. They love their character as, like, with a clear-cut talent tree, which Guild Wars 2 also have. I mean, well, not really a talent tree, just like a talent system, which you can choose different abilities, but that's also fine. It's what we have something similar in WoW these days, so it doesn't really matter. People do love this, but they don't love the fact that their abilities are tied to a weapon. I know for a fact many people do not like that.
So now, suddenly, I had all these poisonous AoE abilities to use on my enemies, or rather, I was putting poison like on myself intentionally, and then I was using these big AoEs to like transfer my poison magic damage effect that I put on myself, along with any other negative effects that I had. I was transferring it over onto the enemies, right? So I'm poisoning my enemies, I'm sucking out their health using my necromancy, I'm transferring it to myself, I'm summoning all these undead minions to help me in combat.
Damn, Necromancer looks kind of cool.
I made my way south where I encountered an escort quest, which was a ton of fun to do. I found this second outdoor boss that I thought, oh, you know, I can take.
I will also add that I don't like the fact how fast you kill enemies in this game. It's the same as retail WoW, and I always hated that. But maybe that's my classic Andy brain that tells me that you need to take at least 10 seconds to kill one creature. I love that. I know some people may differ. This is like a really big contention point between like retail player and classic players. Like, yeah, I mean, you can tell me what you think in the comments for sure. But personally, for me, I'm a classic WoW player through and through. I love the fact that it takes you like 10 seconds to kill one creature. I love that. I don't like AoE clearing. I always hated that. And kill a creature in like 2 hits. It was always like a bad thing for me. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. I will always favor slow combat over like fast-paced one. Always. That's why I always pick like heavy hitting class too. Like, I never play assassins. I hate rogues. In every single video game, I never play a rogue. Or like a rogue, assassin, whatever. I never play them. I only play like big heavy hitting classes for that same reason.
Take this guy, and then he absolutely destroyed me.
In every game, by the way.
I decided to continue on the main quest line for my character, which had me raid this giant bandit village looking for clues of my missing parents.
Hey, damn,
I found
spoilers,
a home
man.
that apparently they had fled to. There were these giant freaking spiders that had infested the ruins of the home, which, you know, I had to go and fight and kill them and stuff. And then after doing so, I learned that apparently my parents were killed by this like rebel gang of people while I was away. So I wept over their graves that apparently had been dug by a couple of their friends, and then pissed off and filled with like just zeal for even more adventure, I made my way to this new area of the world that was a giant swamp polluted with maggot-filled dead bodies, which of course reminded me of my dead parents. So I then decided to transform all of that grief into uncontrollable, merciless rage. AKA, I did a lot of PvP, and I absolutely wrecked a bunch of people's faces, and I was absolutely addicted to it.
I'm looking forward to this PvP.
It's been a lot of fun.
I never was a huge PvP fan. I always play for the PvE, but I'm really excited to try it out in Guild Wars 2 because the combat is so damn good. Like, I'm just looking forward to it.
To say the least. But, you know, let's talk about the pros and the cons, you know, shall we, of
the experience.
Playing Guild Wars 2. So here we go. Let's talk about it. So first of all, I'm just going to say that I love the open world of this game. Okay, I've talked about it in other videos. You can go wherever you want in this game and just find things to do. Sometimes you might be stumbling upon a world boss that's going to freaking kill you. You could run into an escort quest, rifts to other world. You could be just exploring to find new scenic vistas to unlock, doing challenges to unlock hero points, jumping puzzles, or just whatever. The game, this is an MMO that does not hold.
I love doing like the, man, I forgot the names. People are gonna kill me. Like the hard events, right? Like the events with the hard, the main thing of the game. I love this. Dude, whenever you go to like a small town and they give you like really quick background and then you're like, oh, we need you to help us with this and that, and it all makes sense. It feels like you're actually playing an MMORPG. It's crazy. Like so many MMOs are keeping on abandoning the RPG element and they're forgetting it's the most important thing. So it's crazy to me that that Guild Wars 2 is still doing such a magnificent job at creating RPG experience, like a true RPG experience. It is actually baffling to me that no other MMO has done what they did. Sorry. It's fantastic, man. Like, I love Guild Wars 2 so much for it, and I love doing all of these events. They're fantastic.
Your hand. Like, in the slightest. It's not like other MMOs. You're just going from quest to quest. It's very linear. This game is just go wherever you want. And I admit, for, you know, some people, like, I've seen this comment on my previous Guild Wars.
He's gonna say what I said.
This can actually be kind of like a turnoff for some people, because
absolutely, dude, I haven't pre-watched this. This video is like literally from a few minutes ago. I'm watching this live. It was a mythical, you know, algorithm pool from YouTube. Our mythic level, sorry. But yeah, it was crazy good. I mean, and the reason I predicted that is because I know how a WoW player feels like. Because I used to be that guy that saw all of this and was overwhelmed and ended up quitting. Even though I did reach level 80, I kind of just had no idea what I was doing. I kind of just went along with emotions and didn't really understand the game. So I kind of just ended up dipping. But yeah, I mean, he's completely right.
Some people want their handheld in MMOs these days.
Yeah.
They want the linear path, but
not necessarily handheld, but they do want a straight line to walk on without having to fear just swaying to the sidelines, right? Or like they don't want to go here and there. They just want a clear cut of what they're supposed to be doing and just go that way without too many branching paths. Now, for some of you Guild Wars 2 players who are watching this, it's gonna sound like super weird, but for us, like vertical gamers, that's actually like very fun. I know, it sounds really weird, but believe me, it kind of works. You know, you come home tired, you don't really want to think that much, you just kind of want to soak in and be immersed in the world you're currently in. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to think, oh, where I need to go now, what do I need to do? I have all of this stuff. No, you just want to chill and just do a few quests and log out. Like, that is fun for us.
Guild Wars 2 is more like, you know, are you like an adventurous player? Do you want to just go out in the world?
Yeah,
that's
exactly
who this game is designed around. Now, there is a main story quest that you can do for, you know, your hero that does guide you from one location to the next, but you're pretty much doing whatever you choose to do on your way to get there.
Yeah.
However, none of what I just said would be a pro if it wasn't for the following. The second thing that I want to talk about is how alive the Guild Wars 2 world feels. It was their goal when they made this game, and they nailed it. Because you see, in Guild Wars 2, there are a ton of events to find in the open world. Now, other games, other MMOs, they have these events too, don't get me wrong, but the problem that they have is it tends to be like you're doing the same event over and over and over. You're just doing the same content repeatedly, and it gets boring so fast. But in this game, events lead into other events. So, for example, let's say there's a centaur attack, and it's happening on a village somewhere. Well, you defend the village, and then now there is a counterattack event on the centaur camp in retaliation for their attack on the village. So you do that event, and then there's an event where you need to fight the centaur leader, and so on and so forth.
It feels like an open world dungeon sometimes too. It's so good. Like, these events are fantastic. And the funny thing is, I've never been alone in any of these events. For some reason, people always come on flying mounts and just help you. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what they're getting out of it, really. I don't understand the game, like, to the fullest. But it's so cool that every event that you do, you're never alone. There's always someone with you. Like, this is amazing. You really feel the community inside of this game, which is not something I can say about most MMOs these days.
But there's also, you know, the flip side. Let's say that you and everybody, you fail the initial event where you're supposed to defend the village. And now the event becomes driving the centaur out of the village, household by household. So this is how Guild Wars 2's dynamic event system works. And it ensures that when you're going through the world, not only does it feel more alive, but you also don't just do the same things over and over, because you could stumble upon these event chains at any point in, you know, wherever they are, right?
Yep.
And this is just something that makes this game so replayable and so much fun.
But it can also make it super confusing, because people look at these events and their brain immediately goes to, oh, there's like a glowing circle, I have to do this. And no, you can just skip it. You don't have to do that. But again, through the mind of a new player, I can tell you that there is this always nagging feeling of, oh, I'm right next to it, I have to do this. Even though I don't want to do it right now, I'm focused on different things. I have to do this event, and it's going to take me somewhere else, and then I'm going to be confused, and I'm going to quit. That's something that a lot of new players encounter. And this is a really big dilemma, which I guess it's just on the player to solve on its own. I don't think there's anything like ArenaNet can do to help them with that. But, you know, it is what it is. The reality is that it turns off a lot of players. Like, that's just what happens, right? They get overwhelmed, they're confused, they think they need to do everything, and they don't understand that they can just skip it and do whatever the hell they want. It's okay.
Now, Guild Wars 2's iconic weapon determining skill system, it really shines even to this day. As you find new weapons in the world, like the staff I showed you all earlier, you're going to be unlocking entirely new skill trees as you use the weapons more and more. So if you're using that one-handed sword as a necromancer, you know, your abilities are going to completely change the moment that you equip the staff.
But it also hurts class identity, and, you know, I'm gonna go there, guys. I know you don't like that, but, you know, I have to speak my piece. I have to be transparent with you. It hurts class identity a lot. Whenever you play, for example, a Guardian and you use a bow, it just don't make any sense. Okay, and I've seen the Guardian bow specialization, okay? It looks sick, don't get me wrong. But it just doesn't make any sense in terms of class identity. It just don't. A Guardian should be like this beefy, tanky that favors melee combat. You shouldn't be able to do like range attacks and, how do you call this, teleports and blinks. It's weird and it doesn't fit the class. And I don't know if I can say it any better. I played as a Guardian, well, I'll play as a Guardian because I'm currently playing the game, and I equip a sword, and I have like blink attacks on a one-handed sword. A Guardian shouldn't have blink attack. It's odd. It's not on theme. It's just really, really weird. And, you know, I just really don't get it. I think most players are getting confused that the class is tied to their weapons, and they don't get, like, why can I do all of these things on a class that shouldn't normally be able to do those? And, you know, it just not everyone's cup of tea. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say here.
And this allows you to play the game how you want. You know, for me, I love the idea of a big AoE.
But players love being limited. Some players don't love playing how they want. Some players like being having restriction inflicted upon them. I'm one of those players. I don't like the fact that, for example, mages in classic World of Warcraft could have pretty much do everything. Like, they could do literally all. They could conjure water, food, portals. They were gods, right? Like, mages are gods in classic World of Warcraft. And I didn't like that. And that's why I didn't roll a mage. I always loved the warrior because the warrior actually felt like a warrior. You know, he was slow, heavy, but at the same time didn't require mana. They had rage system. So everything's kind of clicked. And even with all the weaknesses, I enjoyed, because I love when classes have strength and weaknesses. I don't like it when a class does everything. It just feels odd to me.
Necromancer. So the staff, it is my choice of weapon because of all of its abilities, putting the big targeting circles on the ground. Like, I love that stuff, especially in PvP when all the enemy players, you know, get grouped together. You just like poison. It's fun. Guild Wars 2 also has a heroic skill point system, where as you level up or complete challenges in the world, you will get these points. I've mentioned them earlier in the video, but let me explain like what I'm talking about here. So these are like talent points in other MMOs, but with a lot more trees and specializations to choose from. Everything from doing more direct damage, maybe poison damage over time, healing, supporting your allies, or just whatever you want. You can really customize your hero to be who you want them to be, and to be, you know, reflecting the play style that you want to play. I'm also always genuinely surprised as well of how good the writing is, like with the main story quest lines in this game. It's very much on point. The devs...
Yeah, I'm only starting, so I'm not really that familiar with the story, because I kind of forgot everything I played like 3 years ago, or even more than that. So I'm starting the story from scratch. I'm starting all fresh, and the story is good. Like, the story legitimately is fire.
Really wanted this element of the game to shine.
Also, the voice acting, like, I was so surprised. Like, the voice acting is so good.
And it really does. And the best part is, it doesn't feel so intrusive. You know, you don't need to do the main story if you don't want to do it. Although it is a great way to earn some experience points and to guide you through the world if you don't know where you're going. But if you don't care about finding your missing parents or finding the totem of the old gods, like, just forget them, you know, leave them dead. You know, like, screw the totem god. Like, you know, just walk off in a different direction and enjoy the game. Now, I will say that the look of the game does feel a little bit dated in some places, but Guild Wars 2 doesn't look all that bad for a...
Dude, Guild Wars 2 looks fantastic. I literally went into the game and I was like, damn, this is even better than I remembered it. Like, this is insane. And maybe it's because I love classic World of Warcraft to this day. I don't care about graphics at all. I'm not a graphic guy. But Guild Wars 2 looks fantastic, man. Like, I love the abilities. I love how units look. I love the creatures. Like, everything in this game looks amazing. I will say that customization do lack some features I would like. Maybe, you know, a little bit more selection with, like, hair, beard, and stuff like that. Colors, I think, were good. But maybe stuff like that could have been nice for sure. But these can be added into the game.
Game of its age. There's so many beautiful vistas to discover. There's a huge variety of enemies to fight. The gear looks fantastic, and the ambience and the music of the world really pulls you in. And of course, the PvP is on point. Like, a lot of people play Guild Wars 2 for the PvP. Like, it's really one of like the big appeals of this game. The battleground style gameplay in Guild Wars 2, it's a ton of fun. But realm versus realm, dude, that's a whole other ballgame.
You can't see anything.
It is an area where Guild Wars 2 has always done very well. And it's also a great pleasure when you see your name pop up on the battleground.
Oh, damn,
and it says that you're dominating the match. The game is also very well optimized, very much bug-free after all these years of development, so it's very polished. I did find one bug, though. When I mentioned that warp rift that I went into in the beginning of my gameplay sessions, like, I went into the Violet Demon world, and then when I left, when I went through the teleporter, it sent me to this, like, super high-level zone instead of where I was before when I first went into the teleporter. So the nearest mob just ran up and just immediately killed me, and then I had to teleport my way back to the zone that I was previously in. So that was the only bug that I encountered, and I thought it was kind of funny, but you know, I just laughed. But fix that, developers. You got to fix that. The game has 13 years of development behind it, though, so there is a lot of content to talk about, but I am going to talk about the latest expansion real fast, and that is Visions of Eternity. No spoilers. And I just want to go over what did this newest expansion bring to the game.
I'm looking forward to Heart of Thorns because I heard it was so good and so many features came in it. I just can't. I'm really stoked for it. And it's the first expansion too, right? Because I'm gonna go by order, so the story would make total sense. And yeah, I'm stoked for it. And the Dragon expansions. These are probably the two are I'm the most excited for.
So, first of all, Visions of Eternity, it introduced a bunch of new play styles to master in Guild Wars 2. So there's more specializations like Ritualist for Necromancer, Gale Shot for Rangers, Paragon for Wizards.
More specs.
Each class gets a new elite specialization to play with in this expansion. Whether you're a PvE, PvP, or World versus World player, you have these new specializations that have something for everybody's playstyle.
Good.
They also did an update to the skimmer. This is a mount that you can ride around in on the game. It's getting a huge update. It's getting enhanced underwater capabilities and a lot more smoother handling, because that was a bit of criticism that people were giving to this mount.
Great.
There's also a new homestead map being added to the game.
It wasn't enough for them to be on the top of MMORPGs mounting system. They like had to go even further. I respect that.
This is a brand new, fully demolished,
maybe if we're lucky, Blizzard will copy that too.
Demolishable housing plot that you can build and rebuild and design however you want. You can have a cozy getaway to a frickin' castle. Like,
I gotta be honest, I'm so surprised it took them this long to add it. I thought Guild Wars 2 would be on it immediately. This is such a heavy community-driven game. You would expect player housing to be added long time ago. But I guess for some reason they didn't add it. Well, I mean, at least we are now. So, like, we are here now. So that's good.
The sky is the limit. There's also a ton of new hairstyles, a fashion template system for outfit swapping, and last but certainly not least, a new raid has come out with the launch of Visions of Eternity.
You don't hear about raids.
Right now, because this new expansion just came out, it really is the best time to hop into the game and experience it, because a lot of people are coming back to Guild Wars 2 right now to check out the new expansion, including me. So how I got in contact with the Guild Wars 2 team. So here are my conclusions, having played the game. I think that Guild Wars 2, like other classic MMOs, Vanilla WoW, old school RuneScape, Lord of the Rings Online, and whatever, like these games will always endure the test of time.
Yep.
Because there was something truly special about them.
They were actually fun. Wow, how about that, huh? That's crazy. You look at retail World of Warcraft and you're like, dude, why in God's name would I ever play that? That is revolting. But no, all of these old games had the charm. They had the means to actually pull an insane amount of players into them and make sure they never let go. Like, that is fantastic. And they don't have any obscure systems or anything greedy that tries to, like, daily logins and stuff that try to, like, make sure you're constantly logging into the game and purchasing subscription. No, they were just fun and people played them. Like, that's all you really need from a good MMORPG. But I guess nowadays developers don't know anything about that.
This game and these sorts of games that just capture people and keep them playing. And in the case of Guild Wars 2, people have been playing since 2012.
It's crazy. He's saying the exact same things I'm saying. Like, it is so crazy. I haven't rewatched this, man. Like, any old MMO gamer such as myself, like, would know that. That's why all of my viewers are 25 years old plus. Like, that is insane. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. We old.
Now, for some, maybe it's the excellent gameplay, or the graphics and the ambience, the lore, the freedom to play the game however you want, or just all the cool things to collect. But whatever it is, at least in Guild Wars 2's case, it still has such a strong community, and it is, to this day, considered one of the best MMOs on the market, and it's free to play. And I'm not even saying that because the damn video is sponsored. Like, this genuinely is a fantastic MMO. I think if you're somebody that you're just bored of whatever MMO that you're currently playing and you just want to do something new that's just genuinely fun. It's not just mindless grinding. It's fun. It's adventurous. Like, Guild Wars 2, it's an MMO that you should definitely check out. The game's not pay to win. The people who play it are incredibly welcoming to new players. I love this game. I'm happy to support it. I'm happy that it's still going strong.
And honestly, there's no reason for you not to try it. I mean, I heard that the free model is so goddamn generous. Like, sure, like, give it a spin. Why not? At worst case scenario, you won't like the game and you just haven't lost anything. Like, you haven't spent a dime. So, give it a twirl, like, sure.
I want to say a big thank you again to the Guild Wars 2 team for sponsoring this video. Not that you guys need someone like me to tell people the game's awesome, but regardless, it is appreciated. Thank you to the devs.
He double dipped.
Now, if you've never played the game and you're a little bit uncomfortable and a bit overwhelmed at the idea of playing a new MMO, I made a whole video right here on your screen just called Guild Wars 2 for Dummies, getting started as a new player. If you're planning on hopping in...
To be honest, I don't think you can make Guild Wars 2 any less overwhelming, even if you make, like, videos about, you know, how not to get overwhelmed, because people are just not built to process all of this information Guild Wars 2 throws at you right at the get-go. But it is what it is. You know, regardless, amazing video, incredible. I knew that I was gonna have so much fun watching it. I love Nixium to death, bro. Go and immediately watch this video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you guys can watch it. Give him a like and a sub if you haven't already. But to just kind of close things off, I pretty much said all that I had to say. I mean, yeah, the game is truly fantastic, but it is not for everyone. That being said, I would definitely like, if you are a World of Warcraft player, like, please do try the free model. See if it's for your liking. I think most of you are going to be surprised. It will surprise you, but you do need to come open-minded, because if you come with vertical mentality, you won't last long in this game. I know it happened to me, but nowadays I'm refreshed. Even though I love vertical MMOs more, and I will always say it, I'm a vertical Andy through and through. This game has caught me in ways I did not expect to be caught. Like, straight up, it is insane. Some of the aspects of Guild Wars 2, I just pray to God will one day be added to World of Warcraft, or, to be honest, any new MMORPG that comes on the market. But, wow, yeah, what an incredible video, man.